don't have to be an art collector these days to appreciate artwork. That's why folk art is rising in popularity. And that's our
folk art, you say?
A Lakeland man who makes a living with his voice, but has an eye for handcrafted.
Lakelands, this will be Florida.
This is where I reveal my dork side, but, you know, I get excited about it.
It's not the way we're used to seeing George Lowe or hearing him.
The old lickin' strip swells.
Lived and worked most of his life in Florida, even though they recorded Space Ghost in Georgia.
Speaking for him on the walls and in the halls of St. Pete's Museum of Fine Art.
This is pretty cool.
Time spent on art. Every night we're watching you on the TV talk about, you know, the various crack labs now with drive-throughs.
Yeah, Georgia's big for entertainment.
Something else, and that's what's so great about museums.
Over the years, he's collected folk art from the hugely popular Howard Finster to artists like Charlie Lucas, who made a living in his garage.
Just would take all these cast-off.
I wonder what's going to happen to his collection.
People saw nothing beautiful in, and he would turn them into these wonderful people and animals.
That's really cool.
Stories about his life.
And as it is with so many of these other pieces, it's not so much about the finished product that's attractive to so many people as it is about what went into making it. This, for example, was carved with a chainsaw.
Archie Byron's another one he created by mixing sawdust with dirt and carved with a
I never would have thought that George Lowe
Jim Sudeth didn't like paint.
was an art
he
collector.
liked to mix Coca-Cola with dirt.
Here's a blob of it right down here.
Coca-Cola and dirt?
Old blob of Georgia mud right there.
And George is so passionate about them all, he can't resist an occasional touch. A museum no-no.
That's all I need is to get tackled by security in the middle of the story. I swear it's mine.
Folk art is art from real people, not trained artists. They're crafters, mill workers, everyday people inspired to create. And many have inspired George to do the same, but...
My drawings are kind of like aerial maps. You know, you knew it wouldn't be right.
I think that I like the idea of folk art more than...
But his collection is
like
impressive, now numbering well over 600 pieces. And if just one of them moves or inspires one of us while on display, it's all worth it for him.